I've been writing a lot. I feel like a 16th century poet, except instead of writing love letters to some girl trapped in a castle, I'm DMing Instagram thoughts stuck in their crib.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass.
Maybe I should start writing sonnets. Shall I compare thee to Kim Kardashian's ass? Okay, maybe not. Look, I'm trying to do that thing where I talk about the video without addressing it directly, and it sounded really cool and artistic in my head, but now that I'm speaking, it just sounds stupid. So, here's the deal. Your friends aren't completely honest with you. We all have our vices and shortcomings, our insecurities. We never share our complete selves with anybody. We lie to people all the time. We make things up to seem cool, we gas up our ugly friends and play down our attractive ones. We exaggerate our stories and make people think we're some kind of amazing figure. We're all doing the same shit, man. I saw a proverb on an Instagram page, one of those ones that thinks it's way cooler than it is and takes itself too seriously. You know the type. Basically, it says you have 3 faces. The first, you show the world. The second, you show the people close to you. And your third and truest face, you show only yourself. And when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, that's so true. And then I scrolled down and totally forgot about it for 6 months. But after some time, I started to think about my own masks, the lies I tell to the people around me. And I realized social interaction is full of half-truths and incomplete lies. And it hit me then that everyone I know is doing the same thing, which got me thinking, how much do I really know my own friends? I tell my friends a lot, I think, but my deepest insecurities, my problems with their character that go way back, the shit they do that makes me want to put their head through the drywall.
Day and night. What? I toss and turn, I keep stressing my mind. What? I love the
I can't fucking compete! I just can't fucking compete! Can you get the fuck out of my face?
That I keep to myself. But they're doing the same thing with me. Interaction requires compromise. Coexistence requires mutual sacrifice. Yeah, I own a fucking thesaurus, what about it? I mean, look, if the cavemen continued to crush each other with rocks every time they got mad, there would be no civilization. They had to learn to suck it up and hide their feelings. Without the first semi-enlightened grug, there would have been no Machiavelli. And all those years of social evolution got us to where we are now. It's been a gradual reduction in the whole bashing each other in the head thing. Well, for the most part. We've become experts at thinking one thing and saying something else entirely. Even with the people who we truly believe accept us, we aren't totally honest. And if you don't believe me, I guarantee you're lying to somebody. There's a quote by some poet, I forget his name. It goes, all the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. We play our lines, do our part, and put on a hell of a show. We act out this weird combination of who we are and who we want to be. We're a bunch of walking, talking contradictions. Now, putting on a face all the time eats at you. If any of you have ever worked retail or you're in an office, I'm sure you know exactly what I mean. There's nothing quite as suffocating as wanting to strangle somebody but having to put on a fake smile instead. And no, the punchline of this video isn't be yourself. YouTube is full of guys who think that having a six-pack and a suit makes them an expert. You want a success story and some generic life advice you've been hearing since 5th grade? Go watch their videos. I'm not gonna pretend it's that simple. So, begs the question, why am I spewing all this pseudo-intellectual garbage? Congratulations, you made it to the part of the video where I say something slightly profound, and it rocks your world only for you to hop on TikTok 15 minutes from now and forget all about it. This whole thing makes more sense if I start with a question. Why do we lie? There are many kinds and reasons for lies, but I'm gonna focus on 2. Lying for yourself and lying for someone else. Lying for other people can be noble. Sometimes it's just the right thing to do. Like when your girl asks if she looks fat, or when the cops question you and ask if you saw me doing donuts in the Arby's parking lot at 2 in the morning. But lying for yourself is a slippery slope. So how and where should we do it? I mean, we all exaggerate a little bit on our resumes. Line manager at a multi-billion-dollar company serving customers my ass. I know you were screwing around at the end of your shift and chucking ice in the KFC deep fryer. But there's no harm in white lies, right? So where exactly is the line? Making yourself 1 inch taller on Tinder? Pretending to know a skill you don't? Fabricating your entire existence and moving to Colombia to evade taxes? I think the problem is that we all draw the line in a different place. Some people just have a moral code that won't budge, and no amount of money could convince them to lie for personal gain. And some people are pathological liars who will say just about anything for a drop of clout. And most of us, well, we're somewhere on that spectrum. So what is it that makes up that spread? Why do some of us lie more than others? Which brings me to my final point. Lying is a mask for insecurity. People who are totally comfortable with their lives don't need to lie for themselves. And people who are unconfident, unhappy with themselves, and unsatisfied with their lives, well, they lie. So maybe lying is a coping mechanism to avoid reality. You're lying to convince other people, sure, but you're also lying to convince yourself. Poor self-image and insecurity form a reality absent from those things. A reality you attempt to create by lying. Now, these kinds of lies are clearly awful, right? No one should be doing this. Well, confidence has to come from somewhere. So what happens if someone lies for so long that they start to believe it's the truth? Is it still a lie? Sure it is. What happens when the lie goes on for so long and gets so big that everyone else starts to believe it? Is it still a lie then? What happens when what was once a wishful fabrication eventually becomes reality? When something that used to be a fake, cultivated persona eventually turns into your personality? If those lies persist for so long that they become the truth, are they still lies? Are confident, secure people born that way, or are they just evolved liars who spent years turning their lies into reality? Am I really even me? Or am I Dante?